Welcome back. Today's video isn't a brief history or breakdown, but rather a discussion. Something else you might notice is that there's no funny intro today, mostly because I'm by myself today. None of my friends are here. I'm the only neckbeard who can record today. So I mean, I guess I got that going for me, and I couldn't think of one. So there might be something else post edit. Right? But I don't have anything planned for right now. But you know what? I'll make do. Who cares, right? Who needs them? Who needs friends? Who needs friends when you just got yourself back? Come on. So if you didn't understand the title of the video, today we'll be talking about EA and the fuckery that's been going on down there. Now, I love Star Wars. I've basically grown up with it. It's a part of me about as much as the alphabet. And to see it being handled the way it's being handled, it kind of saddens me, to be honest. Disney, of course, has every right to do what they want to the license since they own it, and you know, that's fine. Because a monster of a company owns Star Wars, that means Star Wars will always be bigger than it was before. And they'll have the financial backing, they'll have the corporate backing that Disney can provide. So, I mean, it'll never go bankrupt. We'll never see any problems with Star Wars. If we haven't seen problems with Star Wars financially or legally, right, within the past 40 years, I doubt we'll be seeing anything like that anytime soon. The only problem I see with Disney owning the license is that Disney will hand out licenses to different companies such as video games and like TV shows and stuff. They will hand out the license to certain companies, and the only problem I see is that some of these companies don't exactly give the brand any justice. Sorry, I must have something in my throat there. I think the biggest license everyone knows of is EA, and given their track record, it's pretty fair to ask why. EA is the most hated company in the industry alongside Ubisoft, so why would Disney give them the license? Well, it's simple, because they make money. EA is the fourth most profitable games company, whether you want to admit it or not, so Disney choosing EA makes sense financial wise. However, as we all know, money doesn't make the company, customers do. Even though the customers are the one paying the money that, you know, finance the... It's a bad analogy, but you guys understand what I'm trying to say, right? So what happens if you piss off the customer? They'll stop buying your shit, alright? As of right now, the player base of Star Wars Battlefront 2015 barely caps 12K. Like, the entirety of its player base barely tops 12K. Battlefield 4, made by DICE, the same people who made the Battlefront game, has a bigger player base on PS4 at 13K. 13,000! Now, considering the fact that Star Wars is a franchise almost 40 years older than Battlefield, you think that they'd have a bigger player base, right? And now that Battlefront 2 is around the corner, Battlefront is just kind of tucked around the side. The servers are shit. Like, I've been trying to play, and I've been constantly being disconnected from matches. And it's not even my fault, because I have good internet. I don't have potato internet. So with Battlefront a failure, did EA change their ways? Did EA look at Battlefront 1 and say, you know, maybe we have to change the way we're approaching the game, right? Well, it appeared so, with them announcing that Battlefront 2 had no season pass, and all of their post-DLC will be free. And, apart from this, multiple companies associated with EA would also be developing games, which, I mean, it sounds awesome. We'd finally be getting back to that era where all sorts of companies were making cool Star Wars games. We have Pandemic making the Battlefront games, the Star Wars Clone Wars games. We'd have Jedi Knight, the Jedi Knight Outcast series. We'd have BioWare making Knights of the Old Republic again, right? that was a great time, dude. Whew, tear. Memories, man. Now fast forward a little more to the Battlefront 2 beta, since there's not much to talk about after their announcement. At launch, people were amazed at all the improvements DICE had made to the formula. Flying was massively better, the customization felt more extensive than the first ones, no more power drops, thank god, and the heroes felt less like wrecking machines and actually require skill now. And along this came an introduction to the loot box system, where you can roll your chances to earn certain star cards that help you on the battlefront. But almost instantly, people thought something seemed fishy. First of all, there seemed to be no character customization at all in the beta, not even an indication of it. Don't fret, however, my children, because we know it is a thing due to the trailers we've seen. We've seen Twi'leks in little snippets of trailers, right? And we already know that's customization confirmed, as well as the certain skins for certain characters. They're able to change them, like Rey to the Last Jedi skin, and Kylo Ren to the Last Jedi skin, right? So we know customization is a thing. The only problem is we don't know how extensive it's gonna be. I hope it's very extensive. So I mean, hopefully. There was also the herbal credit system, where you earn credits supposedly based on how you play, but in the beta it was capped at 150 or 180, no matter how well you did. And that sounds horrible. Grinding for days on end like a hoochie at a club for just a few loot boxes sounds insane. And it sounds very pay to win. Then comes the fiasco with the loot boxes, where people freaked out because of the way they were done in the beta. The way they were done in the beta was that you would essentially get everything in the kitchen sink in the loot boxes. Scrap, which you use to upgrade your star cards, emotes, weapons, and star cards, as well as different abilities, I guess, for certain heroes, right? Everything was found in the loot boxes, so naturally people freaked out. You know, after, I guess, Angry Joe made a video on it. So then the beta comes to an end, and people are left extremely divided on whether or not to cancel their pre-orders because of the beta, or whether or not Angry Joe overreacted because Star Wars Battlefront 2 was just the beta. Right? And personally, I sat somewhere in the middle. I was considering canceling, right? Because we've seen what EA's done, we've seen what EA is capable of, and their fuckery. But at the same time, Angry Joe just kind of like jumped the gun. After all, it was a beta, so like none of the full. You have to understand that that for betas, not a lot of full content is there, right? So you also have to understand that side. He's not a god, and he's not right 100% of the time. So you have to take sometimes what he says with a grain of salt, because each person's, I guess, thought processing is different. Okay. I was also waiting for EA and DICE to make comments or a public statement, and a few days after the beta ended, they released their statements, and this is what they said. There are many things you can earn in the game, including weapons, attachments, credits, star cards, emotes, outfits, and victory poses. As a balanced goal, we're working towards having the most powerful items in the game only earnable via in-game achievements. Crates will include a mix of star cards, outfits, emotes, or victory poses. Players earn crates by completing challenges and other gameplay milestones, or by purchasing them with in-game credits or crystals, our premium currency. If you get a duplicate star card in a crate, you will get crafting parts, which you can then use to help upgrade the star card of your choice. And lastly, you have to earn the right to be able to upgrade star cards and unlock most weapons. You can only upgrade or unlock them if you have reached a high enough rank, which is also determined by playing the game. So what does that mean? It means that the beta is indeed different from the game. Now, whether or not they're lying is arguable. Okay, because I don't trust EA at all with anything. But if what they're saying here is true, and this is on their official page, like you guys can go check. This is on their official page for Battlefront 2. It's there. I did not forge any of this at all. This is all here on paper, or on screen, I guess.
Natural fun.
So what's next? Well, we'll just have to see. Battlefront 2 is around the corner, and from what I've seen with Battlefront 2, they fixed their problems. They fixed the problems from the beta. So, if Battlefront 2 can live up to the hype, then I will trust EA. I will trust, for the first time ever, I will trust EA as a gaming company. If they manage to fix what they did in the first Battlefront, right? If the campaign lives up to its standards, if the microtransactions don't affect the game in a game-breaking way, or anything bad, right? Obviously, a game's not gonna be perfect. The way I'm saying bad is if money is gonna be a big influential factor in gameplay for multiplayer, and that's the only thing that worries me at this point. Because from what I've seen and from what I've heard from EA, it's a very promising game. Now the problem is whether or not we're gonna be able to see this shit. So we'll just have to see. The whole Visceral Games thing really made me lose some trust in EA, and it shakes your foundations when you read the post, because it's something that happens so suddenly, and there was no incentive prior for EA to shut down Visceral like that. So, I mean, as of right now, I'm 50-50 when it comes to EA. I'm 50-50. It's a really sketchy thing to see. Because a lot of people see the Star Wars license, a lot of the big companies, and they mainly just see it as a cash grab, rather than something to actually make a substantial thing about, right? And we've seen this with the with the Star Wars Family Special, which is one of the licenses that's been handed down, right? I believe it was CBS that had the license temporarily to make a Christmas special for Star Wars. So, I mean, not all the licenses are a good thing, but you know, sometimes you gotta make do with what you got. But the fact that EA is a big major gaming company, and DICE is a company also that is passionate about their shit. Let's just hope at this point, let's just hope Battlefront 2 is great. And any future games coming out of EA with the Star Wars name, we'll just have to hope at this point. But what are your guys' thoughts? I'm honestly interested in what you guys are saying, or what you guys are gonna say, and what you guys think, because I don't trust EA for shit. So, I mean, we'll just have to wait and see, man. We'll just have to wait and see. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and drop a like, man. Be really great. Sorry for the last week's upload. It didn't exactly cut up to standards. My license for Adobe Premiere ran out a while ago, and I was trying to go back to Sony Vegas, but once you go Premiere, you can't go back. It's absolutely my Sony Vegas is absolute shit. But I hope you guys did. I hope this kind of makes up for it. And if you guys did enjoy it, go ahead and drop a like. You know, once again, if you guys want to stick around to watch some more videos, go ahead and subscribe, man. Leave your comments down below as to your thoughts on EA, your thoughts just in general about this whole thing, because it's spooky. It's spooky to say the least, man. And I'm the amazing what's his face, and I'll see you guys out later.